The nation's leader defending the government's position on issuing contracts just weeks ahead of the general elections. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Well, topping the news, the Prime Minister is setting the record straight on opposition claims that contracts have been awarded to influence votes. The issue raised in the lower chamber today, with the Montague MP saying he's surprised at this practice just weeks before an election needs to stop.
The government has issued a number of million-dollar contracts for the construction and repair of clinics and schools across the country in recent months as the clock ticks towards the next general elections. It's a move that the Montague MP Richard Lightburn questioned in Parliament Wednesday, noting that while in opposition, the PLP took grave exception to the then F&M government issuing contracts in 2012, right before that year's general election.
Clearly stated by the Prime Minister and the Progressive Liberal Party that this was something which needed to stop. And so I'm somewhat surprised to hear that the government is again awarding contracts which are simply weeks before the next election.
Now, the nation's leader, in defending his administration's position, said he won't shy away from the reality that clinics across the country have to be readied for the additional phases of national health insurance slated to be rolled out on April 1st.
We have to markedly improve the physical structures, operations, staffing, and equipping of those clinics that will be used to facilitate the rollout. The rollout is predicated on the implementation of primary care, and that in itself entails a necessity for some 30-40 clinics nationwide to be markedly improved.
Lightburn, however, argued that the issuance of school contracts have nothing to do with NHI.
So when it makes a statement to the effect that it is going to stop issuing contracts certain months before the election, don't come to this house and start saying, oh, this is to do with national health because we promised it to roll out in April. They've been talking about it for over a year. So those contracts could have been signed a long time before now.
In response to the claims, the Prime Minister said he has no regrets on the issuance of those contracts, as the Christie administration made a number of promises to the Bahamian people. He said that in some instances he cannot control the timing of when works will materialize, and this includes a special facility for the disabled.
I have been elected for a constitutional term. That's right. I'm not responsible for my engineering and my architectural renderings. If they come about, let me just give you an example. I promised Minister Griffin and the disabled organizations in this country that they would have a special facility. I'm going to contract on a public-private partnership to do that, where the contractor will put up the money. So when I come back here on Monday, I could be able to tell you I have done it. Yes. Okay? And I'm doing it for the children like Adam.
Mr. Christie said a full accounting of the contracts will be presented soon, along with the country's overall financial footing. Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNES Network News.